Welcome to Worthing's second 11 highlights versus Findon's second 11. Glenn doing the unthinkable and winning the toss and electing to bat first on what was an absolute road at the Manor, comparable to the A27. Glenn and Goldsmith opening up, being as positive as possible, seeing us get to 32 without loss after 2 overs, which was fantastic viewing from the pavilion. Both Glenn and Goldsmith both punishing the loose bowling by Findon opening up in that first 10 power play. Glenn, with his usual hack down to cow corner for a 1-bounce 4 early on, really set the tone, and he looks in much better form than he has done previously. Goldsmith as well, hitting one straight to mid-on, taking a horrible bounce and nearly taking mid-on's head off, which sort of showed how quick the outfield was and changed how quickly things can change in a few weeks. Unfortunately, though, Goldsmith soon didn't last long and hit it straight to extra cover, who took a one-handed catch, and he couldn't quite believe his luck. However, Glenn continued to motor on, finding the boundaries at regular occurrences and punishing any bad bowling, while Josh Kirk was with us for the first time this season down from the ones and showed his class early on, clipping that one through mid-wicket. It was not a day for any of the bowlers, in truth, especially in that first 10 overs with the field up. Glenn was latching onto anything loose, and in particular hitting it over the infield and finding the boundary on regular occurrences, saving his bad hip from running. This one in particular just dropping short, and Glenn was able to latch onto that, seeing another 1-bounce 4 onto that far leg side boundary. However, soon after, unfortunately, played all round one. Rob had no choice but to give him out and saw us at 80 for 2 just after the 10 over mark, which was an impressive start from the home side. Matt Payne, the man in form, joined Kirky in the middle and soon into his innings with a massive 6 over mid-off. In fact, I think it might have even cleared the sight screen, which is amazing for a man with no muscle. Josh Kirk continued to pepper the mid-wicket boundary, finding regular boundaries through that area. Unfortunately, Findon didn't seem to learn their lesson and continued to bowl in low full tosses, and he just continued to dispatch them with ease. Unfortunately for Kirky, though, he seemed to pick out the only man who could catch it in the Findon side. It's a good catch at mid-on. He should have cleared the man. He probably could have hit it anywhere in the ground, but unfortunately hit it straight to the gent at mid-on and saw his innings over. That brought Robin into the crease, our 2 main guys this year with the bat, both in really good form. And again, Robin, like Payno, hitting a 6 early on to get himself going. Matt Payne with a trademark cover drive on one knee. Kirky quickly to point out he looked like Sangakkara, which I'm sure Payno will be very happy with. On the other hand, Robin continued to motor by hitting a few 6s down the ground. I think it's that new bat he's got and doesn't stop talking about it and showing it off every Saturday. So just over the halfway mark, we were already 153 for 3. Payno and Robin continuing to up the ante, which is what we wanted. We were looking at a score of around about 280 at this point. Between them, they ran really well. Robin in particular, really running the singles hard and twos, turning them into 2s at times, which I'm sure Payno's knees and ankles weren't too grateful for. However, why run when you can hit 6s like that? And Robin, soon into his work, was on 50 not out of 49 balls and continued to find the boundaries with ease. Payno also continued to keep going. Rather lucky here as he skewed one right up in the air and fell short of long off, which saw them come back for 2. That's just his luck this season at the moment, and hopefully that continues for a while. Again, Robin continued to punish the middle over bowling, seeing us at 214 after 30 overs, which was a great great start from us and setting it up nicely for the final 10. Myself coming in, playing a few lucky shots through the leg side. I was, in truth, trying to get Robin back on strike as he's got far more muscle than me. And I was quite happy to stand at the other end and watch him whack it everywhere. Again, Robin continued to find the cow corner and mid-wicket boundary. They weren't small hits at all. Everybody saw the scorecard and questioned whether it was a small boundary. I can confirm it was not, as Robin continued to motor on. With about 8 overs to go, we now wanted 300. That was the target. And with this man at the crease, that was possible. Again, still continuing to go. Man did not stop and thankfully saved me having to run any singles. Although that did not last long, as I tried to replicate what Robin's work and unfortunately was caught in the mid-wicket region. That brought in Janil Patel to partner Robin, who's been in great form with the bat for us recently, scoring some really crucial low-order runs. And these two batted really well the other week, put on over 100 at Pagham, so we will take anything similar to that. However, unfortunately, Robin this time picked out the man on the mid-wicket boundary to fall for a fantastic 81 off 70 balls, which really did set up the innings and hold it together in truth. That brought Jay Mahesh in with Janil, who was our finisher for the innings and is well known around the club for hitting the longest ball, as we will see in this next clip. That one was a lovely shot. One bounce, 4 over extra cover. Doesn't need to bother running those, but very shortly the trees and people's cars became in danger as Jay got his eye in. This one went absolutely miles. In fact, over the trees, it may have even gone in somebody's house, but I can't confirm. However, this one, I can confirm, did end up in somebody's garden, and it was a new ball required. Janil with his trademark, just hitting it straight down the ground with ease, going at around about a runner ball, just getting Jay on strike when we needed him to, and we needed 5 runs off the final over to see us to 300. Unfortunately, Jay was run out with a brilliant direct hit. In fairness to Findon, they kept going all day in the heat and actually achieved 2 direct run-outs, which was impressive. So we hit the 300 mark with 1 ball to go. Adam Bardlow just finishing the innings off, which saw us get to 301 for 7 from our 40 overs, which we were more than pleased with. Largely thanks to Robin, although Glenn, Kirky, Payno and Jay Mahesh with all brilliant contributions. Going into the second innings, we were fairly confident of defending 300, although we still knew we had to start well. And Jack Westlake started brilliantly for us, taking a wicket with his second ball. And it was flush on the foot, smashing into leg stump. Very tame celebrations from the boys, but Jack was pumped with that. Findon knew there to come out and be positive, try and keep up with the rate, having to start at around about 7.5 and over. So Jack and Reese opening the bowling for us had to try and contain them, but also take wickets, which they both did, in fairness to them. But Findon were going to keep coming, and that was to be expected in that first 10 overs. So we knew if we could get out that first 10 and then defend from there, we would be safe. Reese Atkins, who's been a new addition for the second 11 this year from West Chill, has been brilliant for us, finding that hard length in the middle overs in particular, very hard to hit, and very good player all round actually. Unfortunately, he bore the brunt of things as well in that first 10 overs, where of course the outfield was very quick, finding the edges on a couple of occasions as well, which eluded a few slip fielders. Robin Jacobs coming into the attack, first change. Unfortunately, he's not seen much luck with the ball this year, but thankfully he's doing the work with the bat. Reese once again, unlucky to not find the edge to hands, but this time to race away for a couple of runs. Some more frustration from Reese. Drop catch, unfortunately, extra cover, which probably should have been taken in truth, but the chances were coming, and we felt if we continued to bowl a good line and good length, the wickets would come. Credit to Findon, they kept going, kept trying. Jay Mahesh came into the attack with his bag of tricks and thankfully removed the Findon captain, Cameron Young, for 34, who looked dangerous and was going to keep going no matter what. So that was a big wicket for us and good catch from Josh Kirk. As we found, Findon kept coming all the way through their top 5. Mahesh did bowl very well, to be fair to him, and contained really well throughout the innings, but unfortunately overpitched on that occasion. Myself come into the attack. Unfortunately, Jack Westlake, being Jack Westlake, only does this off my bowling and decides to let it go through his legs, which I didn't give him too much grief about this week for once. However, next ball did let myself down. Low full toss, which was punished for 4. And Findon were in a decent position still at 100 after 15 overs. Just needed to keep going and set themselves up for that last 10 for a big push and keep themselves in the game. Jay continued to work hard and really nice ball actually off the batsman's pads, but straight onto his middle stump. Really economical in the grand scheme of things and really impressive with the ball. He was kicking himself about that one, bowling it too full. To be fair to him, Roberts, the left-hander, batted really well. Put anything over pitched or drop short away to the rope and gave his team a fighting chance. We found ourselves at the halfway stage. Findon were about 130 for 4. Matt Payne came into the attack, who's been really good with the ball recently. With his left arm, there's a bit of variation, a few tricks, bowling extra slow or medium pace, as he'll tell you. But him and Mahesh tried to contain things in the middle overs. Unfortunately, Roberts and Cox got hold of things and put on a good partnership, to be fair to them, which saw them at 150 for 4 after 24 overs. And Finn Roberts with a really good 50, to be fair to him, holding things together. And to be fair, kept going. I came back on after drinks, a few loose ones, not being told to warm up, didn't help. But they continued to put the bad balls away, needing about 10 and over at this point. They continued to be dangerous, play their positive shots. Josh Kirk coming into the attack, looking to try and take a couple of wickets, try and just put the pressure back on Findon now. Thankfully, I finally got one to spin. Saw him, Roberts, playing a big shot, Payno with the safe hands in the covers. And to be fair to him, Roberts batted really well and everyone congratulated him. But the job wasn't done. Still needed a good finish, a good last 10 from us. Kirky continued to throw the ball up, was brave. Unfortunately, the sun was horrific this side of the wicket and they continued to try and slog sweep him. With the rate needing a 10 and over, they needed to try and push a little bit more, which brought about chances for us and wickets. Finally managed to get one to sneak through, which saw the back of Roberts. With Cox still there, and he was well set, we needed to try and get rid of him as soon as possible to ensure we get the 30 points. Findon needed about 105 off the last 10 overs, which was still possible, especially on this outfield and this wicket. So we had to continue to work hard. And we found that Kirky's leg spin on the pavilion end was more than useful. Janil Patel coming into the attack to try and fire in those Yorkers, try and get a few wickets for us with Kirky. And thankfully, Kirky got one to grip. And as Coughlin tried to play a big shot, was caught down at long off by Matt Payne again. Safe hands on Saturday, which was refreshing to see. Despite losing wickets, that brought in Ben Coulson, who certainly an aggressive player from playing against him a few times. Loves it through that point region. Was really toying with our field, to be honest with you, especially in that last few overs, which brought about a change, bringing back on Reece Atkins for Jainil Patel. They continue to be aggressive. Cox getting to 50, playing one through the covers, and try to step it up a little bit more. Unfortunately, the extra pace of Reece was again used to effect, especially through third man, fine leg region. Everything seemed to be finding the gap in the last few overs, which became really frustrating. But thankfully we stuck at it. Glenn continuously moving the field around to try and accommodate that. Shots like that just moved across the wicket, toying with us, flicking it through the backward square region. Kirky having to think about what he was doing a little bit more. Thankfully got him next ball with a fuller delivery, looked pretty dead. And that saw Kirky with 2 wickets now and was doing more than a useful job at the pavilion end. Findon continues to motor really, especially hitting 4 through first ball, slog sweeping it. Kirky wasn't too happy. Unfortunately, the sun wasn't bearable out there and you could not see the ball. Atkins continuing to run in hard for us all day long, in fairness to him, especially in this heat. But left Findon needing 35 off the last over. Kirky tossing one up first ball, and unfortunately Connolly hitting him down the ground for 6. Next ball tries the same again. Kirky holds it back a little bit more, and a brilliant catch from Ollie Kay, who was the sub fielder for us for the injured Jack Westlake. Brilliant catch from Ollie, given he's a keeper primarily, but great hands, and showed what he can do for the team. Just needing 1 wicket now, and 28 runs away for Findon. Kirky lobbing one up, can't help himself, and Lewis Franklin is stumped first ball, which concludes a 28-run victory for Worthing second 11. Happy to get back in the winning ways and take 30 points, which sees us move up to 3rd in the table, and Findon unfortunately are bottom of the league now. Big game coming up at the weekend. We see us away to Barnes Green, who are 2nd in the league. Great efforts from John Cox and Finn Roberts for Findon. Tough day for the bowlers in truth for both sides, but Kirky really held his own, taking 4 for 53. Thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll have some more highlights soon.